A Ballad of a Trees and the Master by Walter Savage Landor. Into the woods my master went, clean forspent. Into the woods my master came, forspent with love and shame. But we were not blind to him, the grey leaves were kind to him. A thorn tree had a mind to him, when into the woods he came. Out of the woods my master went, and he was well content. Out of the woods my master came, content with death and shame. When death and shame will woo him last, from under the trees we drew him last. 'Twas on a tree they slew him last, when out of the woods he came. A Prophecy by Walter Savage Landor. Proud word you never spoke, but you will speak, for not exempt from pride some future day. Resting on one white hand the warm wood cheek of my open volume you will say, West men love me, then rise and trip away. A Thought by Walter Savage Landor. Blithe bell that calls to bridal halls told steep a darker day. The very show that feeds the flower weeps also its decay. Absence by Walter Savage Landor. Here, ever since you went abroad, if there be change, no change I see. I only walk our wandered road, the road is only walked by me. As I forgot, a change where is, was that outward you bade me tell. I catch at times I miss, the sight that I know so well. Only 2 months since you stood here, 2 shortest months, and tell me why voices are harsher when we were, and tears are longer ere they dry. Advice by Walter Savage Landor. To write as your sweet mother does is all you wish to do, placing in small father's rose that I was right for you. I'll mount again your Dartmoor grey, and I will walk beside, till you reach that quiet bay which only hears the tide. When wave with me your pencil, when a distance bid me stand, before the cavern cliff again the creature of your hand, and bid me when go past the nook to sketch me a lesson's size, where but few content to look, so little in your eyes. Delight us with the gifts you have, and wish for none beyond. To some be gay, to some be grave, to one blessed youth be fond. Pleasures were how close to pain, and better unopposed. Let poetry's to throbbing vein lie quiet in your breast. Age by Walter Savage Landor. Death, though I see him not is near, and grudges me my 80th year. And I would give him all these last, for one with 50 have run past. I strikes all things all alike, but bargains was he will not strike. An Invocation by Walter Savage Landor. We are what suns and winds and waters make us. The mountains they are our sponsors, and rills fashion and win their nursling with their smiles. Where the land is still from tyranny, where tiny pleasures occupy the place of glories and of duties, as the feet of fabled fairies when the sun goes down, trip over grass where restless drove by day. When justice, called the eternal one above, is more inconstant than the bygone form that bursts into existence from the forth of ever-varying ocean. What is best when becomes worst, the loveliest most deformed. The heart is hardest and the softest climbs, and passions flourish, the affections die. Of a vast table of these awful truths, that fillest all the space between the seas, spreading from Venice deserted courts to the Tarentine and Hydrontine mole, what lifts thee up what Shakespeare is the breath of God. Awake your nation, spring to life, and allows the work of his right hand appear, fresh with his image man. Autumn by Walter Savage Landor. Mild is the parting year, and sweet the odor of the falling spray. Life passes on my rudely fleet, and boundless is its closing day. I wait its close, I court its gloom, but mourn what never must where fall all my breast on my tomb, the tear that would have soothed it all. Child of the Day by Walter Savage Landor. Child of the day one knows not, the tears that overflow were earn, the gushing eyes that read were lot, nor thou knewest couldst return. And why the wish, the pure and blessed, watch like thy mother o'er my sleep, or peaceful night, or envied rest, or wilt not ever see her weep. Daniel Defoe by Walter Savage Landor. Few will acknowledge that way out to persecute brave Defoe. Achilles' Homeric song may, or he may not, live so long as Crusoe. Few have strength that tried, without so staunch and safe a guide. What boys were who never laid under his pillow, half afraid that precious volume, less more, for unlearned lessons might bring sorrow. But nobler lessons he has taught wide-awake scholars who feared naught. A Rodney and a Nelson may, without him, not have won the day. Death stands above me by Walter Savage Landor. Death stands above me, whispering low, I know not what into my ear. Of a strange language all I know is, where's not a word of fear. Do you remember me, or are you proud? By Walter Savage Landor. Do you remember me, or are you proud? Lightly advancing through a star-trimmed crowd, Lymph said, and looked into my eyes. I yes to both, for memory, where you but once have been must ever be, and at your voice pride from his throne must rise. Dying speech of an old philosopher, by Walter Savage Landor. I strove with none, for none was worth my strife. Nature laughed, and next to nature art. I warm both hands before the fire of life, it sings, and I am ready to depart. Farewell to Italy, by Walter Savage Landor. I leave thee, beauteous Italy, no more from the high terraces at eventide, who look supine into thy depths of sky. A golden moon between the cliff and me, of thy dark spires of featurous cypresses bordering the channel of the Milky Way. Fear soul and Valderone must be dreams hereafter, my own must echo murmur to me but in the poet's song. And it believe what have I not believed? Weary with age, but unoppressed by pain, to close and wise soft climb my quiet day, and rest my bones in the most shade. Hope, hope, few ever cherished we so little, few ever heads or hearts so rarely raised. I wrote its promise with, and all was well. For we are fond of thinking where to lie, where every pulse of trist, when the lone heart can lift no inspiration, reasoning as if a sight were unimpaired by death, were unobstructed by the coffin lid and the sunshade corruption. Over all the smiles of nature shed port and charm, and light us to a chamber at the grave. Gifts unreturned, by Walter Savage Landor. You must give back, her mother said, to a poor sobbing little maid, all the young man has given you, hard as it now may seem to do. 'Tis done already, mother dear, said the sweet girl, so never fear. Mother, are you quite certain? Come recount, there was not much in the whole amount. The locket, the kid gloves, go on, of kid gloves I found but one. Never mind but what else proceed. You give back all his trash, indeed, and was there nothing you would save? Everything I could give I gave, to the last tittle, even to that, freely. My heart went pit-a-pat at giving up, me, I cry so I can hardly see. All the fond looks and words would pass, and all the kisses to the last. God scatters beauty, by Walter Savage Landor. God scatters beauty as he scatters flowers. A white earth and tells us all are ours. 100 lights in every temple burn, and at each shrine I bend my knee in turn. How to read me, by Walter Savage Landor. To turn my volumes or nor find, sweet unsuspicious friend, some vestige of an errant mind to try to discommend. Believe that all were loved like you, with love from blame exempt. Believe that all my griefs were true, and all my joys but dream. I entreat you, Alfred Tennyson, by Walter Savage Landor. I entreat you, Alfred Tennyson, come and share my haunch of vengeance. I have to a bin of claret good, but better when you shared. Or 'tis only a small bin, where's a stock of it within, and as sure as I'm a rhymer, half of Ruderheimer, come among sons of men as one, welcome when, Alfred Tennyson. Idle words, by Walter Savage Landor. I say that every idle word is numbered by the omniscient Lord. Our Parliament, 'tis well that he endured for eternity, and that 1,000 angels wait to ride to him at my inner gate. In after time, by Walter Savage Landor. Now my own love of other years, now it must never be. Much rest with you that yet endears, alas, but what with me? Could those bright years o'er me revolve, so gay, or you so fair? The pearl of life you would dissolve, and each a cup might share. You show a truth, can never they say, but ever fate befalls. I, that the myrtle and the bay shot fresh on ruined walls. In spring and summer winds may blow, by Walter Savage Landor. In spring and summer winds may blow, and rains fall after, hard and fast. The tender leaves have beaten low, shun but the more for shower and blast. And when the fated hour arrives, and reapers long have left the field, and maidens rifle turned up heaps, and the last juice fresh apples yield, a leaf perhaps may still remain upon some solitary tree, spite of the wind and of the rain, a thing you heed not if you see. At last it falls, who cares? Not one. And yet no power on earth can ever replace a fallen leaf upon its prey, so easy to dissever. If such be love, I dare not say. Friendship is such, too well I know. I have enjoyed my summer day, 'tis past, believe no lies below. Late leaves, by Walter Savage Landor. The leaves are falling, so am I. If you late flowers have moisture in the eye, so have I too. Scarcely on any bough is heard, joyous or even unjoyous bird, the whole wood through. Winter may come, he brings but nigher his circle, yearly nearing to the fire where old friends meet. Let him know heaven is overcast, and spring and summer both are past, and all things sweet. Lately our poets, by Walter Savage Landor, lately our poets loitered in green lanes, content to catch the ballads of the plains. I fancied I had strength enough to climb a loftier station at no distant time, and might securely from intrusion dance upon the flowers through which luces flow, and those pale olive crowns with voices cheese, and from afar dust fills the paths of Greece. My slumber broken and my doublet torn, I find the laurels also bears of thorn. Leaf after leaf drops off, flower after flower, by Walter Savage Landor. Leaf after leaf drops off, flower after flower, some in the chill, some in the warmer hour. Alike they flourish and alike they fall, on earth for nourished one receives them all. Should we, her wiser sons, be less content, to sing into a lap when life is spent? Memory, by Walter Savage Landor. The mother of the muses, we are taught, is memory. She has left me, may remain and shake my shoulder, urging me to sing about the summer days, my loves of old. Alas, alas, is all I can reply. Memory has left with me that name alone, harmonious name, which other bards may sing. But her bright image in my darkest hour comes back, in vain comes back, cold or uncold. Forgotten are the names of visitors, ready to press my hand but yesterday. Forgotten are the names of earlier friends, whose genial converse and glad contenance are fresh as ever to mine ear and eye. To these, when I have written and besought, in remembrance of me, the word dear alone hangs on the upper verge, and waits in vain. A blessing word were oblivion, if thy stream carried only weeds away, but vernal and autumnal flowers alike, it hurried down to wither on the strand. Mother, I cannot mind my reel, Walter Savage Landor. Mother, I cannot mind my reel, my fingers ache, my lips are dry. If you felt the pain I feel, and oh, whoever failed as I. No longer could I doubt him true, all other men may use to see. He always says my eyes were blue, and often swore my lips were sweet. On an eclipse of the moon, a Walter Savage Landor, struggling and faint at its swooping, O moon, and round me all thy starry train come forth to help thee, with half-open eyes, and tremble every one with still surprise, if a black sceptre should have dared assail the beauteous queen and seize her sacred veil. On his 80th birthday, by Walter Savage Landor, to my 9th decade I have tottered on, and no soft arm bends, nor my steps to steady. She who once led me where she would is gone, so when he calls me, death shall find me ready. On living too long, by Walter Savage Landor. Is it not better at an early hour, in its calm cell to rest the weary head, where birds are singing and where blooms the bower, than sit the fire out and go starved to bed? On music, by Walter Savage Landor. Many love music, but for music's sake. Men because the touches can awake thoughts that reposes in the breast half dead, and rise to follow where she loves to lead. What rise feelings come from days gone by, what tears from far off sources dim the eye. Few when light fingers with sweet voices play, a melody swell, pause and melt away, mind how at every touch, at every tone, a spark of life half glistened and half gone. Once and once only have I seen thy face, by Walter Savage Landor. Once and once only have I seen thy face a lyre, once only has thy dripping tongue run o'er my breast, yet never has been left impression on it stronger or more sweet. Cordial old man, what youth was in thy years, what wisdom in thy levity, what truth in every utterance of the purest soul. Few are the spirits of the glorified, that spring too early at the gate of heaven. One lovely name, by Walter Savage Landor, one lovely name adorns my song, and dwelling in thy heart, that the falters at thy tongue and trembles to depart. Seperation, by Walter Savage Landor. There is a mountain and a wood between us, where the lone shepherd and late bird have seen us, morning and noon and eventide we pass. Between us now the mountain and the wood seem standing darker than last year we stood, and say we must not cross, alas, alas. Shakespeare and Milton, by Walter Savage Landor. The tongue of England, whereat myriads have spoken and will speak, were paralyzed hereafter by two mighty men sent forth about the flight of ages, two alone. One crying out, all nations spoke through me, the other, true, through his trumpet burst God's word, to fall of angels, and the doom first of immortal, then of mortal man. Glory be glory, not to me, to God. She I love, by Walter Savage Landor. She I love, alas and vain, floats before my slumbering eyes, and she comes, she lulls my pain, she goes, what pangs arise. For whom love, whom memory flies, gentle sleep, prolong my reign. If even thus she soothe my sighs, never let me wake again. Tell me not things past all belief, by Walter Savage Landor. Tell me not things past all belief, when truth and you I prove. The flame of anger, bright and brief, sharpens the barb of love. The Dragonfly, by Walter Savage Landor. Life, priest and poet say, is but a dream. I wish no happier one when to be laid beneath the cool syringa's scanted shade, or wavy willow by the running stream, brimful of moral, where the dragonfly wanders as careless and content as I. Thanks for this fancy insect king of purple crest and filmy wing, who with indifference givest up the water lily's golden cup, to come again and overlook what I am writing in my book. Believe me, most to read the line will read with hornier eyes than wine, and yet their souls shall live for ever, and wine drop dead into the river. God pardon the more insect king, who fancies so unjust a thing. The Evening Star, by Walter Savage Landor. Smiled soon abate, the boisterous throes of anger long burst forth, and constantly the south wind blows, but steadily the north. By star of Venus often changes its radiant seat to both, the chilling poles stand at the ranges, whispers of hate and love. The fault is not mine, by Walter Savage Landor. The fault is not mine if I love you too much. I loved you too little too long. Such ever your graces, your tenderness such, and the music the heart gave a ton. A time is now coming when love must be gone, though he never abandoned me yet. A knowledge of friendship, our passion is own, our follies, or can you forget? The gates of fame and of the grave, by Walter Savage Landor. The gates of the fame and of the grave stand under the same architrave. The Lover, by Walter Savage Landor. Now thou art gone, thou not gone far, it seems that there are worlds between us. Shine here again, thou wandering star, Earth's planet, and return with Venus. At times thou broughtest me the light, when rest and sleep had gone away. At other times the blessed night stole over, and prolonged my stay. The Maid's Lament, by Walter Savage Landor. I laughed him not, and yet, now he is gone, I feel I am alone. I checked him while he spoke, yet could he speak, alas, I would not check. For reasons not to laugh him once I sought, and worried all my thought, to vex myself and him. I know what gift my love could be but life, who lately lived for me, and when he found was vain and wholly groaned, he hid his face amid the shades of death. I waste for him my breath, who wasted his for me, but mine returns, and his torn bosom burns with stifling heat, heaving it up in sleep, and waking me to weep tears that had melted his soft heart. For years wept tears, bitter tears. Merciful God, such was his latest prayer, these may she never share. Quieter is his breath, his breast more good, when daisies in the mount, where children spell, at word the churchyard gate, his name and life's brief date. Pray for him, gentle souls, wherever you be, and oh, pray too for me. The One White Hair, by Walter Savage Landor. The wisest of the wise listen to pretty lies, and laugh to hear them told. Doubt not what Solomon listened to many a one, some in his youth, and more when he grew old. And never was among the choir of wisdom's song, but pretty lies laughed I as much as any king, when youth was on the wing, and must when be told, when youth had quite gone by. Alas, and I have not the pleasant hour forgot, when our pert lady said, "O Walter, I am quiet, wild out of affright. I see, said quiet now, a white hair on your head." And never more Meninin snipped it away from mine, and in her own dark hair pretended it was found. She leaped and twirled it round, fair she was, she never was so fair. The Poet Who Sleeps, by Walter Savage Landor. One day when I was young, I read about the poet, long since dead, who fell asleep as poets do, in writing, and make others too. But herein lies the story gist, how gay queen came up and kissed the sleeper. Capital, thought I, and like good fortune let me try. Many the things we poets feign, I feigned to sleep, but tried in vain. I tossed and turned from side to side, with open mouth and nostrils wide. At last there came a pretty maid, and gazed, and to myself I said, "Now for it." She instead of kiss cried, "What a lazy load is this." The Test, by Walter Savage Landor. I held her hand, the pledge of bliss, a hand that trembled and withdrew. She bent her head before my kiss, my heart was sure what hers was true. Now I have told her I must part, she shakes my hand, she bids adieu, but shuns the kiss, alas my heart, as never was my heart for you. The Three Roses by Walter Savage Landor, and the buds began to burst long ago. The rose the first I was walking, joyous when far both for love and man, to the forest up I stood, bright in face oaken wood, whispering, happy as what? Happiness and warmers part. Many summers have gone by since the second rose and I, rose from the same stem, have told this and other tales of old. She upon her wedding day carried home my tenderest lay. From a lap I now have heard gleeful chirping rose the third. Not for her this hand of mine, rhyme with nuptial rapture twine. Cold and torpid it must lie, mute the tongue and closed the eye. Time to be wise by Walter Savage Landor. Yes, I write verses now and then, but blunt and flaccid is my pen. No longer talked of by young men as rather clever. In the last quarter are my eyes, you see it by their form and size. It is not time then to be wise, or now or never. Fairest that ever sprang from Eve, while time allows the short reprieve. Just look at me, would you believe 'twas once a lover? I cannot clear the 5-bar gate, by trying first its timber state, climb stiffly up, take breath, and wait to traddle over. Through gallop I cannot swing, yet handling blooms of beauty spring. I cannot say the tender thing, but the true or false, and am beginning to opine, was girls only half divine, whose waist yon wicked boys entwine in giddy waltz. I fear that arm above the shoulder, a wish from wiser, graver, older, sedater, no harm of colder, and panting less. Our people were not half so wild in former days, when starchly mild upon a high-heeled Essex smiled, the brave Queen Bess. To Age by Walter Savage Landor. Welcome, old friend, these many years have we lived door by door. The fates have laid aside their shears, perhaps for some few more. I was in Dochel at an age when better boys were taught, when forward land fast made me sage, if I am sage in aught. Little I know from other men, too little they know from me, but who has pointed well the pen that writes these lines to we. Thanks for expelling fear and hope, one while the other way. One scourge the other's telescope I shall not see again. Java what lies before my feet my notice shall engage. He who hath braved youth's dizzy head dreads not the frost of age. To Charles Dickens by Walter Savage Landor. Go into Italy, but mind to leave the pale of France behind. Pass through that country, nor scant the Rhine, nor overtail when, was all at once shall rise more grand glories of the ancient land. Dickens often when the air breathed genial, I fold me there, I raise to heaven my thankful eyes, to see free spans of deep blue skies. During an I hear a stir, a shout, here comes the minister. Yes, ward he, all are not sent by cabinet or parliament. Yes, ward he, since Milton's youth bloomed in the Eden of the South, spirit so pure and lofty none, hath heavenly genius from his throne deputed on the banks of Thames, to speak his voice and urge his claims. Let every nation know from we, or less than lovely Italy, is the whole world beside. Let all into their grateful breasts recall, how Prospero Miranda dwelt in Italy, where griefs that melt the stoniest heart, each sacred tear, on like a monterey gathered here, all testimonious all that fell in playful Juliet's bridal cell. I could my steps in life's decline accompany or follow wine. But my own wines are not for we to pure, or from afar to see. I miss the tales I used to tell with cordial hair and joyous gall, and that good old archbishop whose cool library at evening's close, soon as from Ischia swept the gale, and heft and left the darkening sail, its lofty portal opened wide to me, and very few beside, yet large as kindness. Still the poor flock round Aranda's palace door, and find no other to replace the noblest of a nobler race. Mother converse you would see, each with white cat upon his knee, and flattering at grand company. For Persian kings my proudly owns, as glorious cats to share the throne. Write me few letters, I am content, with what for all the world is meant. Write when for all, but signs my breast is far more faithful than the rest. Never shall any other share, with little Nelly nestling there. To Robert Browning by Walter Savage Landor. Where is delight in singing, or none here beside the singer? And where is delight in praising, or the praiser sit alone, and see the praised for of them far above? Shakespeare's not our poet, but the world's, wherefore in him no speech, and brief for we Browning, since was also alive and hale. No man hath walked along our roads with steps so active, so inquiring eye, or danced the riot in discourse. But warmer climes give brighter plumage, stronger wing. The breeze of Alpine heights were placed with, borne on beyond Sorrento and Amalfi, with Syrian's waits we, singing song for song. To Sleep by Walter Savage Landor. Come sleep, but mind yet, if you come without the little girl that struck me at the road, by Jove, will not give you half a crown, for your poppy heads and all your down. To Youth, by Walter Savage Landor. Where art thou gone, light-ankled youth, with winged either shoulder, and smile that never left thy mouth until the hours grew colder? And somewhat seemed to whisper near that thou and I must part. I doubted it, I felt no fear, no weight upon my heart. If aught befell that love was by, and rolled it off again, as if there ever was a sigh, 'twas not a sigh of pain. I may not call thee back, but thou returnest when the hand of gentle sleep waves o'er my brow as poppet-crested wand. When smiling eyes bend over mine, the lips once pressed invite, but sleep hath given a silent sign, and both alas take flight. Will I remember how you smiled, by Walter Savage Landor? Will I remember how you smiled, to see me write your name upon the soft sea sand? What a child, you think you're writing upon stone. I've since written what no tide shall ever wash away, what man unborn shall read our ocean wide and find land's name again. Wrinkles, by Walter Savage Landor. When Helen first saw wrinkles in her face, 'twas when so 50 long had settled there, intermarried and branched off a white. She threw herself upon a couch and wept. On this side hung her head, and over it lissomely she let fall the fadeless brass that made the man as fadeless. But when you found them or fancied them, and would not hear that they were only vestiges of smiles, or the impression of some amorous hair astray from cloistered curls and rosette band, which had been lying there all night, perhaps upon a skin so soft, no, no, you said, sure they are coming, yes, are coming, are here. Well, what matters it, although are two. Years, by Walter Savage Landor. Years, many party-coloured years, some have crept on, and some have flown, since first before me fell those tears, I never could see fall alone. Years not so many are to come, years not so varied, and from you one more will fall, and carried home I see it not, nor hear adieu. You smiled, you spoke, and I believed, by Walter Savage Landor. You smiled, you spoke, and I believed, by every word and smile deceived. Another man would hope no more, nor hope I what I hoped before. But let not this last wish be vain. Deceive, deceive me once more.